From yesterday's sessions. There was one question sent to me on Instagram. I'm going to reply to that as well. Good morning. Before we start, so we spoke about asteya yesterday. Asteya, we spoke about non-stealing or non-accumulating more than what we need. So where do we draw the limit of what is enough for me, right? And if you're in a family life, in a grihastha life, how can I understand that in terms of um, also taking care of my family, right? So there is this conflict that arises. It's very nicely pointed out from a person from yesterday. Thank you, Vishal. I think you asked this question. So it's a really interesting question, and there is no definite answer. But the more are we in the path of yoga, there is a sense of enough which we will cultivate. That also we're going to look into the niyamas, which we will start today. There will be a place where you feel the external objects does not really make you content or happy or gives you pleasure anymore. And that is when you realize, okay, this is enough for me. And when you have your family and you are in the path of this, um, the family also sees that in you and they get inspired. Maybe they won't change fully or they won't understand what you're doing is right, or and they don't understand the concept of that, but they will be inspired for sure. So why I'm sharing this is also because something very personal happened to me in my life. My father was into the practice of yoga, and I've never seen him buy anything new for himself. He's always done for a lot for the family, but he has always been, and also he meditates every single day. He had a very good sadhana for himself. So in the beginning, probably I also didn't understand as a child. Like I also wanted a lot of things, material things to feel happy, because all your, like if you're in a school, everybody else is also having a lot of things like new pens, new. So I also wanted a lot. But when my dad always insisted and he said, whatever you have on the outside does not define you. At that time, maybe I didn't understand. I kept crying and I wanted new things. But now it really makes a lot of sense to me. So even though that moment had very big impact on me, thinking, okay, why my father is not like everyone else, right? But now I feel like, this is such a great gift that he has given me to really be in the path of yoga. So maybe at that moment, they don't understand you. And also, he never refused us of what we really wanted. So he gave us all that we need. Um, I remember he would take us to yoga classes every single day, pick us up from there and drop back home and again go to school, bring us. So he did all that is needed. It's never like being stingy or not giving us what we need. Even if you ask for new things, he'll get us. But then he'll tell us, this is not what is going to define you. And that way, for us, it was reiterating the fact for me and my brother that this is eventually going to go one day. So this is not permanent. And why are we gaining happiness from there? So it is a conflict, but you'll have your own way to do it. The more you practice and be in the path of yoga. So thank you for the question. Um, because I'm not going to give any direct answers, but this is my experience I shared. Yeah, cool. And so we're going to go into the next topic of brahmacharya. It's a very interesting and very important topic in the path of yoga. So brahmacharya, usually we translate that as celibacy, to restrain from sexual activities and not wasting the energy through the sense organs. But actual meaning of the word brahmacharya means to constantly remember the Brahman, the highest source of energy, the highest form of energy or reality, let's say. So many like Vedanta school have a different definition, Bhakti Yoga schools have different definitions, but everyone is kind of pointing to the same thing. You call them the name of God, you call them Brahman, you call it Ishvara, everything kind of point in the same direction, the highest reality for oneself. So If I'm in constant remembrance of the highest reality, my mind will not go out through my sense organs and take things from the world outside. So that is staying in brahmacharya, not just reducing your sexual activity or not just being celibate. It's an effect of constantly remembering the divine in me. So that is an effect. The cause is I am constantly in touch with the reality, the Brahman. So when I'm in that space, I will not use my energy, the prana and the energy that I have to spend on the things outside. So what happens? Naturally, I will become sexually restrained. Naturally, I will become a practice asteya. Naturally, I'll become non-violent, so it will all be on the inside. So this is the path of brahmacharya. So if you look at our four purusharthas, we have one of the life stages of our when we grow up is brahmacharya. So that is the age of, let's say, 6 until 13 or 15. They have a continuous age of study with the teacher, with the guru. Then what happens? Their energy is fully focusing on studying. So they're not using that energy to other sense organs. So we have 9 ways which the energy escapes our body. They're called 9 holes, 9 dwaras. The 9 holes are 2 eyes, 2 nostril and 1 mouth, 2 ears, and 2 in your lower extremities, your excretion and reproductive hole. So these 9 holes constantly takes our energy outwards. Also, like say, when I have to see, I need energy to see. I need enough prana to see what is going on in the outside world to understand in my brain. So I need energy to hear. I need energy for my nose to smell, to speak, to engage in sexual activities, or to give birth, or to have periods for women, and also to excrete. So everything requires prana. So these 9 holes constantly driving the prana outside, outwardly. So if this is constantly draining my energy, what is going to bring me the energy in? If I close them, in the sense of not like control them fully, but to use them wisely instead of abusing them. So that is called brahmacharya. So that kind of control of your organs so that you can be in the realization of the highest nature, that is called brahmacharya. And the effect of that is people be celibate. And if you're married, to have a honest relationship with your spouse or partners and not to indulge anything outside the institution of marriage. So it's not only moral responsibility. If you look at it, it's also individually, it is a very useful kind of a tool. Like think of when you think of sexual activities, we have a lot of preconceived ideas and notions, right? But if India, we have a book fully explaining how sexual activity and the whole idea of progeny to keep continuing the lineages is also a part of the sexual activity. So it was not only for derived for pleasure. There was a lot of things associated with this activity, sexual activity, right? So now if we're gonna not understand that and then suppress it without understanding it, it's also going to cause a lot of problem. Because I personally feel, as a woman in the country, there are so much of oppression of sexual energy in India in the name of not understanding the highest this energy as a energy to understand oneself or to transfer it to others. There is no understanding of this activity. Rather, in the name of culture, in the name of scriptures, we are suppressing it, and that's why there is so many rapes in this country. So this is a, you see, in yoga, they define the activity of sex is also highest creating power. If two people come together to give their energies, then a life is made. The highest form of creation is through this energy. And if we do not know how to use this energy in a wise way, that is when we have all difficult problems that arises inside our body and in the society. So in yogic scriptures, there is a lot of emphasis on how to use this sexual energy and how powerful they are. That's why brahmacharya is usually translated to celibacy. If you do not know how to use the energy that you have in the form of restraint or in the form of understanding it, then there's going to be a lot of damage personally and in the society wise. So if we want to have harmonious society, I have to know, understand myself better through constant remembrance of the reality, and also understand this highest energy which is used for creation has a lot of power, and how to use it wisely to also have, because most of now the kind of material that we see online and the internet, it's only about pleasure, but there's much more depth. So if you look at the concept of tantra, if you look at the concept of kama sutra, they understand the energy in a much 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 deeper level, not just the physical pleasure that it brings. It is only one aspect of that. This is the highest creating energy. So I kind of request all of you to have, if you have interest in this, to really read about it in the scriptures and how open-minded we were to explore and understand this concept in the olden days. But now it became like a taboo topic. Nobody wants to talk about it as well, right? Because it feels like we are doing something wrong, but it's nothing wrong. It's just the highest form of creation, and we all have it. And how do we use it? You know, so this we need to. This is for an individual to work on, because this can itself be a 3-hour topic we can talk about. So each individual, I request you to understand what is this energy that I have inside my body, and why it is important to have a sexual union with a person. What is the benefit of it? What kind of emotion it brings to me when I'm doing that activity? When I do it as pleasure, you see, when we all have this experience. When we just use that for pleasure, the next moment we feel drained. We feel a dip of energy going so low, and then there is craving starts. So if it's only for pleasure, then there is a lot of negative kind of like a cycle starts again and again and again and again and again. And then you feel drained. This is the highest creating energy. When you don't use it right, you are completely drained of your prana, and you don't have a good physical body. You don't have a good functioning mind if you don't understand this energy. All right. So next we go into aparigraha. Please, if you have any questions, leave in the comments. We'll see how to address them. And then the next one is, okay, before going to aparigraha, we take a minute to sit and contemplate on this topic of brahmacharya. Brahma is the highest state of reality. Acharya is like mastering it. It's a literal translation, but in the path of reaching the highest state of reality is brahmachari. That's why the students are called brahmacharyas in early days. Now, how am I in touch with my own sexual energy, the highest creating energy? What is my relationship with it? Am I using it in a way that is beneficial for myself and for the world, or am I abusing it and I feel drained? Find out. And sit with this without thinking it as a taboo topic, or without thinking, why should I think about it? Think this is something we have as human beings, that the ability to think and contemplate on everything. So let's sit for a while and contemplate on that. Now slowly come back, open your eyes. We go to the next topic on aparigraha. Aparigraha means non-possessiveness, not holding or grasping and keeping it for ourselves, not greedy. Okay, so look at most of us, we have learned to kind of idealize people who have a lot of fame, idealize people who have a lot of money. And it's been there from as a child until we grow up. There's always a feeling of not enough. I should have this much, only then I am enough. I should have to be this and this, I am enough. This feeling is insecurity, right? I don't feel secure in who I am today. So I need a lot more things to become a better person or to become greater, to become the richest man in the world, to become the most popular person in the world. But if you actually go and ask these people who are really rich and really popular, they still have this insecurity. So nothing changes. The insecurity is always driving us to want more from the outside without realizing our innermost full potential. So when do we go and actually grab is, okay, my neighbor has a car or my friend bought a new house, then I have to buy a house. And then the society's conditioned us. Okay, today, if I have to get married as a man, there's a lot of responsibility for a man to have a house. If, for a women's family to give a lot of money. Maybe it's changing a little bit because people are opening up to thinking, but there is a lot of conditioning inherent in the society. So now it's our job to question all of them. What is the reason that I'm buying this particular thing? Like we all have to want to have iPhones, want to have a better phone. If we have one and then 3 months later we see something new, we always want. So if you look at all these wanting is great. The desire is great. But then you see the result of the desire, once we go buy it, is very short lived. The happiness or the pleasure that comes out of holding on to things is short lived. That's why there is a lot of accumulation. If, let's say, one thing gave us so much happiness, you think you'll go buy another thing? No, it will never give us so much happiness that will stay content throughout our whole life. No, this constantly, there is craving in the mind. This craving comes out of non be feeling enough. So I heard this quote somewhere. If I am not happy with what I have today, what guarantees that I'll be happy with what will I have tomorrow? Even if I have everything tomorrow that I wanted in my mind right now. But if I don't, I'm not happy with what I am today. I will never be happy with what I have tomorrow. So this, it's exactly what aparigraha is. To not put our energy in consuming the things outside us, rather to see that we have already enough. We all have a house to live. We all have a place to sleep. We all have enough clothes to wear. We have food to eat. That's why we are also in the path of yoga. Today, if you don't have any of these, what happens? We'll not even sign up for this course through Idanim, right? We are coming here because we have all of that need satisfied. So once can we recognize that we are enough? Can we recognize that how beautiful this life is to us, given us all these experiences to feel in our physical body? And that's our next meditation. So to sit and constantly remember that I am enough. I am full and I am abundant. Okay, let's do this for next 2 minutes. Please close your eyes. Relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath in and see like you're taking in all that air in this world, pure, fresh air just for yourself, and exhale all the air out. How wonderful is to just sit here, take the time off from your busy day and take even a one breath consciously. How wonderful this is. Take a deep breath in. Exhale all the air out. Now, in your heart, tell yourself, I am enough. I have all that I need in my life. I have every need taken care of. But I'm more than enough. I am abundant. I can be whatever I want to be if I think about it a little bit more. I am abundant. I don't need any external thing to satisfy me because I'm full from the inside. I'm whole. This is a beautiful Vedic Shanti mantra. Think about it and listen to this mantra. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So this mantra reminds us about we are part of this whole. It says literally that is Purnam, this is Purnam, that is complete, this is complete. And whatever you take from the complete is also complete. So we come from this complete universe, the Brahman. So we are complete in ourselves. There is nothing else that we need to complete us. We are individually complete with everything that you ever need is inside you. There's nothing more to seek outside. This is the highest form of realization. So with that thought, we'll open our eyes. Wonderful. So this is, how do you feel right now? Do you feel a little bit more happy? I'll read for you in the chat box. Yeah, feel wonderful. Thanks, Hari, for sharing. Yeah, so we all have, yeah, blessed, right? We all have everything. Every day we take some time to even, nice. I'm very happy to hear that, guys. Happy. We all have a lot. We so much worry about what we don't have and we forget to recognize what we have. Yes, we might have had losses, we might have had pain, we have had hurt, but that is all momentary. Even this feeling of joy which is coming from the inside is bliss is what is going to be eternal. Rest of it is all momentary. Even if you buy something really, really special to you, and that joy will dry away maybe another 2 months, maximum 3 months. But this joy that you have on an everyday, no one can take it away from you. And it will never dry, you know? Yeah. So this is the concept of aparigraha. This helps us to meditate better, you know? This helps us to see life through different eyes. Whenever you feel like you're complaining about life, first take a step back and think, wow, I have so many things. I shouldn't be complaining, you know? And from there is a lot of the joy that you have. You will see today, you will how you react to everything else. You will start spreading that joy from the inside. You will start giving without like no conditions. You just give because you feel happy, you know? You won't take anymore. You start giving. So people who are really joyous are the people who give. And my dad always says, the one who gives is never poor, you know? And giving is not just come from, okay, I want to give, I want to do a charity, a dana for someone because this is a good deed, then I will get good life, I'll get punya. No, nothing like that. Real giving is giving from joy. I really want to give because I'm feeling full inside and I want to share that, you know? So really happy that we all feel very happy. Next, we go into the niyamas. So these are 5 yamas. So you 5 yamas, I'm going to say once: ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, and aparigraha. If you practice 5 yamas on a daily basis, you cultivate a greater harmony with people around you. The relationship you have with the world improves. You will see some people who want to say things bad to you. They will just not even have the intention anymore to come and tell you. They will come with all the anger, but they look at you, they feel like, I can't, they lose that power to be angry. No, if you practice ahimsa, if you practice satya or truthfulness, Patanjali says, whatever you think, you'll see in the world. Like your manifestation power improves. So this, all of this is in the Yoga Sutras. If you have time, please go and read this even in English or even in Hindi. There is a lot of details around there. So it will give you more, and take this seriously. This is not something we come for one day and learn and we go away. This is life. This is, if you understand this, life changes. And then there is asteya, non-stealing. If you are established in non-stealing, you have all the wealth in the world. If you're established in brahmacharya, you'll have a lot of energy. You have virya, strength inside. If you're established in aparigraha, it says you know everything about your past and future. This I need a lot more time to explain, but just contemplate on this and see what it means to you, and also you can leave us messages. And the next we're going to start with niyama. I'll just start today, and tomorrow we'll continue into niyamas, because again everything is such a deep long topic. 30 minutes is very less time to explore. Niyama is something that you do for yourself so you can be harmonious within yourself. Yama is for the universe outside us, harmony with the people, beings, everything around us. Niyama is for myself. What do I do on a daily basis that I can keep myself happy? The first one is saucha. Saucha means cleanliness. So think of yourself. Don't shower for 5 days. How do you feel? You feel very, very uncomfortable, right? So this is not just external cleanliness. These are also talking about mental cleanliness. So if you don't sleep enough, if you feel confused, you're not happy. So what is saucha? How can I be clean on the inside and on the outside? Cleanliness on the inside is taken care by doing these kind of spiritual practices, meditation, studying the scriptures, having good company, being in nature. Like if you go and sit in the nature, you already feel clean on the inside. Your mind starts to settle in. All these are internal cleanliness. External cleanliness, taking care of the physical body. This is the only body that we have to live in this world. And if I'm not going to take care of it by eating junk food and not moving my body enough and sitting and giving all my prana to a company which will pay me peanuts at the end of 1 month, you know, all the energy, am I giving it to something which is not really? Yes, we have responsibilities, we have to take care of everyone, but how much time do we spend to take care of my own physical body? 30 minutes minimum of movement, any form of movement. You do asana is one of the best movement because it's sustainable until 90 years, 100 years. You can do asana practice, and because there is no external, there's nothing needed for asana practice. You don't have to go anywhere, just by yourself. You don't even yoga mat, you just stand there and do few movements. So every single day, what am I doing to take care of my body? So that is something we have to think about, and we will leave it here. And we will continue from here tomorrow and understand a little bit more about niyamas. So I'm really, really happy, which I feel, because I feel the group energy. All of you feel very loving, and thank you for your time and energy. And I really hope we will continue this practice throughout and have much more happy life. One life. Let's all be happy and accept and acknowledge that you have everything and live peaceful. If you have any questions, you can leave in the comments. I'll stay for another few minutes, and then we will go into the next session. I think there is another session, no? After this. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, be happy. Namaste. All right, there is no question, and everyone feel very happy. So There are no more questions anymore. So you all feel content. Thank you guys. Take care and have a great day.